What if a murder victim came back to name her killer? Not through evidence, not through a witness, but through the body of a friend. Chicago, 1977. A quiet hospital respiratory therapist is found burned in her apartment. Case closed? Not even close. Because weeks later,
Let me go!
she starts speaking again.
No, you have to stay.
Welcome to Behind the Crime. Step into the real stories, raw footage, and shocking truths. Her name was Teresita Basa, 35, Filipino immigrant, soft-spoken, devout. She lived alone in a high-rise on Chicago's north side. On February 21st, smoke seeped into the hallway. Firefighters forced the door.
Hit it again!
Inside
Go!
her body,
Give it
partially
way!
burned.
One
A
more,
knife
push!
in her chest.
Clear!
The fire wasn't the cause. It was the cover. No forced entry. No obvious suspect. Just silence. Until the silence broke. Weeks later, across the city, something strange happened. Remedios Gomez, co-worker, friend, she began slipping into trances. Her voice changed. Her posture stiffened.
I
and
can't
then
keep doing
she
this.
spoke, not as herself, but as Teresita. She described the
Listen
attack.
carefully. What I'm
Named
about to
a
tell you
man,
cannot leave this
said
room.
he stabbed
The consequences will
her, set
be dire.
the fire, stole her jewelry. One detail chilled everyone. She said the killer still had the jewelry and gave it to his girlfriend. How could she know that? Detectives were skeptical.
this changes
Possession,
It
grief
changes
hysteria,
everything, you know that.
or attention seeking. But they wrote down the name anyway. Allan Showery, a hospital orderly. He had worked with Teresita. He had visited her apartment. And yes, he had a girlfriend. Police knocked on her door. Inside, jewelry. Pieces identified as Teresita's. Showery's story shifted. First denial, then partial admission, then collapse. He confessed, said he needed money. But here's the question. How did Remedios know? Police had never released the jewelry detail, never made it public. So who told her? Was it guilt leaking through coincidence? Workplace gossip no one remembered sharing? Or something else? Remedios insisted she remembered nothing after each trance. Doctors found no signs of
Your blood
psychosis,
pressure is elevated.
no
You're
history
under
of
stress?
deception.
Yes, work is
Detectives
very
admitted one thing quietly, without the voice. They might never have searched the girlfriend's apartment. Justice may have depended on the dead speaking. Allan Showery was convicted of murder in 1979. The case remains one of the most documented possession testimonies in U.S. criminal history. Believers call it proof. Skeptics call it coincidence stitched together by suggestion. No court officially credited the supernatural, but no one could fully explain it either. The records remain. The confession stands. The mystery lingers. So what really solved the case? Detective work? Hidden guilt? Or a voice that refused to stay buried? Because sometimes the most unsettling witness is the one who shouldn't be able to speak at all. Thank you for watching this episode of Behind the Crime. We share these stories not to sensationalize, but to remember the victims, learn from the past, and raise awareness. If you found this story compelling, consider subscribing and turning on notifications. We explore real cases that deserve to be told. And remember, justice doesn't always come quickly, but truth has a way of surfacing. Stay safe. Stay curious. Behind the Crime.